Do you have any quarrel beef with Anthony Edwards?
No, I mean we've never well, we actually haven't. We met at the opening ceremony of the Olympics.
Okay.
I know what you're referring to though.
Yes.
So you're referring to the article that came out in the Times Magazine.
Yes.
I've been wondering about this. Like, have these boys?
To the story.
I don't think Noah Lyles would actually have beef
In
with somebody.
2023,
Like, pointless.
Adidas asked me to come out for a shoe signing. It didn't work because I was doing a fashion walk with Hugo Boss, and there's no way I was going to be able to make it back to be able to do that. Didn't show up. Then I had been discussing my own new contract with Adidas, and what I wanted to be in there was a shoe. Because I said, Anthony Edwards has a shoe, and I'm already a 6-time world champion, and I'm prophesying that I'm going to be the Olympic champion.
I can understand
I
that.
believe I've done enough to prove that my worth is, given a signature shoe, or at least.
I can definitely understand that. You know what I'm saying? Track and field is not looked at, by every brand the same, right? Puma obviously looks at track and field as, something really great. Nike looks at track and field as something really great, but Adidas main thing is soccer and basketball. You could argue that, but track and field really don't get that much love. You know what I'm saying?
Having the conversation of it, they said that's not their department, yada, 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 dancing around the conversation. At the time, I was frustrated with them, still am, that's another story,
Rightfully so.
about how they didn't even want to have the conversation of it. And the point that I wanted to show America, leading off of that world champions of what, is this is the difference of how we track and field athletes are treated in the U.S. We've come back with world championships, Olympic golds. We're seen by the world. They don't even want to entertain the conversation of having a shoe.
Have you ever thought about going to a non-USA brand like?
Here we go.
You know what I'm saying? Like, where's
who?
Where did D Wade sign with?
Li Ning?
Ching or
Li Ning.
It's a Chinese.
I'm not familiar with.
But it's a basketball shoe company that is not, based in
America.
the
in
United
track
States.
in the U.S.
Li Ning.
Okay.
Right? So Li Ning made Dwayne Wade amongst other athletes like their Mount Rushmore, right? And
Shoes is fire too, by the
you would
way.
think,
D Wade
well,
shoes are
D-Wade's
fire.
American. Why not Nike? Why not Adidas? Why not Under Armour? Why not?
Well, D Wade was with
Reebok,
Jordan before he was with
whatever.
Li Ning.
But he went that way, and I believe he's still that way amongst other players too. But for you having that issue, if your popularity is in Europe, why not look for a Europe company? Or
Well, Adidas is Europe. They're German.
silly me. But
But I know where you're going.
it's like, if you're having an issue with one, why not go where you're wanted?
So I'm going to take this in two parts. I'm going to handle I'm assuming you're referring to why not move to a Nike or somebody else?
Or somewhere that...
Or just somewhere that's just outside of the world. Okay, let's do that one. Now that because I have thought about this for a long time. If I leave, I'm giving up the advantage of product. I need spikes to run in. Adidas makes some of the best spikes in the world. I need trainers to run in. There are rules, and by the governing body of track and field, that you have to be okayed by these brands. So the shoe companies know that. So they know that you're going to have to come back to them.
Absolutely.
We have 360 deals in track and field.
Oh, wow.
Rappers talk about them all the time.
I'm familiar.
They get everything. They get my casual clothes. They get sunglasses, headphones,
Now, you're a walking billboard. Underwear, socks.
socks. Sometimes I got to fight for deodorant. Like,
Damn, bro.
Things that you would think that wouldn't be in their category is all towards them.
Yeah, understood.
So those are the only deals they want to talk about. They don't want to talk about
Because you're the brand within the brand.
A company like, let's say Verizon wanted to sponsor me. They're doing. If Verizon wants to pay me a ton of money, they don't want to have that conversation of just, yeah, we'll just give you some clothes and some spikes, and you'll be on your way. Because that's a lot easier in a league where you're gonna get your jersey and you're gonna make sure you get the best training equipment. My training group is an Adidas only training group. If I'm not an Adidas athlete, I can't even train there.
Oh,
Who's my
damn.
coach? That I've been with for
Damn.
9 years. That's helped me coach. That's coached me to 6 world championships. The third fastest man
I'm
ever.
assuming Adidas pays him then.
Adidas does pay him.
Okay.
And there are other, and most of the best coaches are like that. Another coach, there's a Nike coach, you know.
What about Puma,
James Shakari,
bro?
He's a Nike coach. Only Nike athletes can be with him. There's a few more in Jamaica, and they're Puma coaches and all that. So again, by the time I do get that contract, I'm blacklisting myself almost from the whole sport.
Exclusive. You're
Damn.
exclusive. You know, to.
I like how he
them
broke that
because-
down. He explained that very well.
To do what I need to do in this sport.
Yeah, to have the necessities for you to be successful. It'd be hard for you not to.
It would be almost all that money that I'm probably going to make with Verizon is going to go right back into just being able to do the bare necessity of what I do
coach,
now.
apparel, you know.
Training groups, gyms.
Understood, man. That makes sense, bro. I ain't mad at it, you know. I think every athlete dreams of having their own shoe, right? But obviously that shit is way easier said than done, and it's a hill you got to climb. It's a mountain you got to climb, bro, to get to the top of your sport, whatever sport that is, and get your own shoe deal, your own spikes, your own everything. I mean, that shit ain't easy, right? You know, it is what it is. You see Tyreek Hill right here. It'd be dope for Cheetah to get his own cleats with Nike. That would be sick as hell because you know it's gonna sell. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. I understand where Noah Lyles is coming from. And of course, Noah Lyles and Anthony Edwards ain't got no beef. That would be really stupid and just unordinary. They're athletes, man. They're not street dudes or rappers trying to prove a point. You know what I'm saying? They literally play 2 different sports. Very at the top of their sport, though. They are both at the top of their sport, but no. You know, everybody don't get their own signature shoe. Hopefully, you know, in due time, Noah Lyles get his own set of spikes or his own set of trainers, and they put them on sale and they sell out the stores. You know, that'll be awesome. But until then, I understand you got to take what you get, especially when these brands are paying you bazooka dollars. You know,